All right, welcome back to SML Podcast. I'm here with Colts Primetime 000. This is the SML Podcast. We're going to do things a little bit differently this time. I had somebody hit me in a text message. His name is DMI Rome. If you're familiar with him or not, he has a YouTube channel, and he streamed his game, and he asked me if I'd go ahead and throw, some footage in there, even though he lost. He wanted to be part of a podcast. So I took the time this morning to download his tape. And I've got a list of plays. Prime and I are going to sit here, and we're going to break them down. All right, so we've got this first play here. It's the Saints starting off the game with a nice little completion to get things rolling here.
Yeah, and that was an impressive completion, just keeping the chains moving. So DMI is reeling in the situation on defense as the Saints drop back to throw, and he hits another crossing route.
That's the momentum going.
How do you feel about these checkdowns early? Are you more of a passer who goes deep early, or do you take the checkdowns to get the momentum going like you see Saints guys?
Well, I like deep penetration, but I'm also known to get the easy completion to get things going. And here you see a nice pitch play that he bounced inside. Good ball carrier vision. Here we go with another play.
Yeah, now he's holding the ball here, and he said, okay, enough of that. Who's that, Ziggy Ansah or something?
Yeah.
Comes in, creams on his face. That's a big loss there.
3rd and 13 now. Oh, wow, deep bomb.
Yeah, okay.
Nice post pattern.
So if I'm DMI Rome, I'm pretty upset about that. My butt's puckered up the size of a full dollar, the quarter.
And that play ended the first quarter, and here we are in 1st and 10. Handoff. Uh-oh. He's got an alley, and it's going to be hit to touchdown. And just like that, they drew first blood. They would miss the extra point, so actually they made that extra point.
So that's a spoiler alert. And that's another sack.
And another sack, 3rd and 7. DMI Rome not going down so easy.
Yeah.
And this was not this week. This was last week's matchup.
So now you got a
2nd and 5.
So the Saints had the ball because DMI is not really doing too much on offense at this point.
And the Saints let one up, and he comes down with it.
And that's a Calvin Johnson Madden 16 aggressive catch.
That's not even Calvin in there.
Yeah, I know.
All right, first down, 14 seconds, time ticking down. The Saints, he rolls out. He begins lets it go, touchdown, and just like that, it's a 13-0
now
ball
DMI
game.
has
and he would miss this extra point. It's a 13-0 game. The Saints have the ball. It's 3rd and 4 now with 3:31 to go in the third.
And yeah, you got to get a stop here. The biggest play of the game, right here. You have to get a stop to keep yourself in it, and you can't.
He gets the completion. It's a first down, and the Saints continue to move.
But the thing you love about DMI, he's a fighter. He won't.
He ain't going down like no.
Yeah, like no BITC8,
Yeah, absolutely.
And, another completion.
Uh-oh.
So he just got to keep swinging. You just got to keep chopping wood on defense, hope to get a stop.
3rd and goal here as they get ready to pound it in, and DMI Rome's defense says no, sir.
That is scrappy.
And they would at least settle for the field goal here. And they go up 16-0, and now we got a 3rd and 10.
So now we see DMI on offense. He's going to try taking that post shot. That's what I would do here. Take a nice post route or the out route.
Instead, Stafford looks
and
deep. He's looking to emulate that Saints completion, but Stafford's arm is not quite there. He did have separation, though.
He's getting a little bit older.
Here we go. 1st and goal from the 2.
And another nice stop.
And,
there's a flag down. There's a flag down.
Holding. It backs things up.
Do you accept that penalty? Yes.
So, got some interesting plays going on here as the Saints look to get something going. Let's see what happens. So we got some check with me going on.
Yeah, a little Peyton Manning action here, and he's taking a shot, fade route, and it's intercepted. And DMI Rome, he won't go down. He won't go down fighting.
He's not going down just yet. The Lions are live with 3:45.
So a touchdown, a 2, and a touchdown.
Fast forward to 4th and 2. They need this completion.
He's calling his audibles.
Here goes DMI Rome, the biggest play of the game. 4th and 2, and incomplete.
He might have had the out route on the left-hand side there.
Just like that, the game is over with. 16-0 as time ticks down.
You got to respect
the Saints need it.
A lot of people just curl up into a ball and start sucking their thumb, but DMI Rome continued to fight. He continued to chop the wood, and you've got to respect that. And even though he didn't come out on top, that's what championship teams are made of, is willing to fight through the adversity and maybe make a comeback.
Well, he played with a lot of heart there. So, yeah, it was a bit of an interesting...
I guess you could say he has a heart of a lion.
Very nice. Well, some interesting developments lately. I don't know if you caught my YouTube video about how not to mix up your play calling. I played the former Rams owner, Mac Daddy, for real. I'm not calling anybody out, but I believe that was his PSN. So if you're going to play that guy or him in your league, watch out. Anyway, he had about four or five play calls. Each one he called a minimum of 3 times. That was only the one, that was the slot seam he called 3 times. Everything else he called 4 times. And he kind of mixed them in between. He had a few other play calls, but he had 24 passing plays. And out of the 24 passing plays, 19 of them were one of these plays he called multiple times. And in my interpretation of the rules, I am the person that had the rough draft of the rules to begin with, so I'm not saying that I know the rules better than 99% of the people in this league, but I do. My interpretation of the rules is mixing your play calling means having different play calls, and we didn't see that in this game, and it got pretty annoying, and then he got petty after the game, and I let it go overnight. I kind of wanted to stew on it. I kind of figured, though, I had another owner or two, and we've had many other people where if I notice something, then they're doing it in general. What was your interpretation of that game? Was it the right thing to do to go ahead and boot them, or no?
Yeah, I would say that, honestly, mixing the play calling is probably the toughest or the most common infraction in our league. And when you do it to that extent of just the same 4 plays, then you pass it 20 times or 5 times each on average. I mean, that's a problem. And on top of it all, instead of just owning up and be like, hey, that was my mistake, let me prove myself, you can suspend a few of my guys. And instead of just kind of denying it, I think that shows that maybe you're not set on mixing up the play calling. You're just trying to justify yourself and not own up to your mistakes. And that's an issue. We have guys that want to join our league, and we're not just going to add guys just to add them. We added a guy today, and we're looking to...
we have replaced the Rams.
Yeah, we've replaced the Rams, within, 12 hours. So, and we'll be back full as soon as we find the guys that fit the league.
Absolutely. And I woke up this morning to some, I guess you'd call it adversity. I got on GroupMe just to see what was going on. I see the Bears were apparently a little triggered about something, so, we came to the decision that his social chat behavior was unacceptable. It's always something
that's something I hate is the social chat thing. I can take it to a certain degree, a little light smack talk, but when you're just posting paragraphs, we just don't.
No, it's like you're trying to make a group demonstration, and that's not tolerable in this league. So the Bears had to go. So if you know someone, the Bears are 6-8 at this time.
Yeah, they're right in the playoffs.
The NFC North is wide open.
There's 3 teams.
So if you know someone that'd be interested, the Bucks filled the Raiders spot with or
the Raiders filled the
Rams, or whatever the hell it is. Somebody that was in here filled the Rams because it was a friend of his. So if you know somebody, have them get with us, have them fill out the new member registration. That includes the 8-question quiz, which is, in my opinion, too simple at this point in time. But it's a necessary step.
It's a quiz.
We'll get them in there, and we'll see how they do.
And one more thing. If you haven't already, change your name and GroupMe to your team name first, meaning if you're a Lions owner, change your name to Lions, the minus sign, and then your PSN username. And if you have something special to say after that, you can put in parentheses at the end, so-and-so on the black, my team sucks, etc.
Also, as I mentioned in my previous Playing the Field podcast, there is the post-blog section in Daddy Leagues. I think I'm going to get back to doing that. This kind of makes an interesting dynamic to the league when you kind of have storytelling. You see a guy's season. Even if you only post 3 or 4 blogs throughout the season, it is something that's kind of interesting to kind of read someone else's perspective, the way you want to tell, the way you want to spin your story from your team. So go ahead and try that. You go to Daddy Leagues. If you haven't signed up yet, you should do that. You go to Daddy Leagues, you go to front office, and you hit post blog. You can put a picture, you can put a brief story, and just do that. So that'd be something that you're interested in. Also, if you do like streaming your games, use YouTube if you have a YouTube channel. And if you don't, if you use Twitch, YouTube's actually easier for me to download from. So set up a Twitch or YouTube account and stream. And that way I can download it and make like a brief game overview like we just did here. I think that might be something that's kind of interesting. Throw with the podcast a quick breakdown. Prime, you got anything else?
No, I think that covers everything, guys. Make your push for the playoffs. Get your games in advance. And draft is tonight. The regular NFL draft, not SML draft.
Yeah, the regular NFL draft is tonight. We are still on regular advance Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. However, We will go to the 48-hour playoff advance throughout the playoffs. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. Comment below if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any kind of content you'd like us to discuss. Other than that, have a great day.
Please.